So today I want to talk about octave signs. Really, recently with a piece of music I got caught out, not quite going the right way, either up or down with it, which deserves a bit of a slap in the wrist. But I wanted to make a video just to talk about the different ways we can see in notation how to move up or down an octave or more. So let's have a look at it. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is just to explain what an octave is, really. If we look at the keyboard, then basically if you have a note, and we'll take A for example, and just start on that A, if you move to the right to the next A, then that's you moved up an octave. If you move to the next one, you've moved up 2 octaves from where you started, and so on. If you move left down to the next A down, or down and down again, then you're sort of moving up and down an octave. So if I just take this A here, again, if I just move up 1 octave, there you go, that's an octave. That's me up 2 octaves, and that's me up 3 octaves, okay? And again, if you go down the way, every time you move, you're moving an octave. When we talk about music and relationship between one note and the next, we call them intervals. You know, I've had videos in the past about sort of basic intervals. The interval name for an octave is an eighth. So you're basically moving up that, eighth. If you look at the notation, then you'll see that. Now, if you want to get crazy science here about the whole thing, then there is actually some scientific information behind it. So if we take A, for example, we know that a sound is just waves traveling through the air. A here is normally 440 hertz. So when we move up an octave, what we do is we actually double that. So there is a kind of connection, if you like. So we move from A here, we move up to here. We've gone from 440 hertz and we're up to, make sure I get this right, 880 hertz. Right? Now if we go the opposite way and we come down an octave, we move from 440 and that halves to 220. And that works all the way through the keyboard, and that's actually the kind of scientific relationship between each one of these octaves or eighths. So there you go, every day's a school day. Next thing I want to talk about is notation. When you see octave signs, I think the key thing to remember is that it's the octave sign tells you to move up or down a range based on the note that's written. All right. So if I have an A here, and then I get the 8VA sign, if I want to go up an octave anyway, then I would have this A written and then I would play this one. Okay. Now, if I had this A written and then I had the 2 octaves higher, then I would move up from there 2 octaves. All right. And then it is entirely possible for you to see, although it's maybe not the best writing in the world, you can go up 3 octaves, all right? So you can go up from here to here to here and then here, okay? So it's always from where it's written. And generally what happens is you'll get 8VA normally written above the staff. I'll go into that in a minute. That tells you to go up 1 octave. Then you get 15MA, which tells you to go up 2 octaves from where it's written. And then you get 22MA, which takes you up 3 octaves from where it's written. Okay, we've spoken about going up the way, but let's talk about going down the way. There's slightly different notation for that. So if we go back to our example, we've got A. Now, quite a modern way of writing it, and the one that you'll see in the music says 8VB. I just always remember that as B being bass and going down the way, and whether that's right or wrong, it works for me. And if you see 8VB, then you go from here, as written, down to here. Now, the next one you can see is 15MA bassa, right? Which is, again, 15 is that kind of 2 octave mark. So we've got 15MA bassa, which means going down. Okay, 2 octaves again from where it's written. And then we get 22MA bassa, which takes you all the way down here. Okay, before I go into the thing that kind of caught me out recently, let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. And if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. The last thing I wanted to catch up with you about was notation, really. And this was the thing that I kind of got caught out on recently. 8VB for going down an octave is a reasonably modern, and I say reasonably modern, you need to remember how long music's been about for. It's a reasonably modern method of notation for telling you to go down an octave. Now, back in the day, whenever that was, you could actually just use 8VA for everything, right? So if I just quickly draw a staff, give it a treble clef, and then if I put the A in, right? Now, if above the staff we saw this, that would mean that we would go up an octave, right? Now they would still use 8VA, but if it was written below the staff, it would mean that you would go down an octave. So that was the thing that kind of caught me recently with a piece called Lazy Bear. It's one of the ABRSM Grade 2 syllabus just now. It's a great wee piece. So that's just something to remember. You could say 8VB, but just if you say 8VA and it's written underneath it, then that just means that you're going down an octave for that. But that's everything I've got for octaves. You know, again, if you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in another video.